Most breathwork advice is missing one thing. It tells you to breathe deeply, or slowly, or to count. What it doesn't tell you is which part of the breath actually matters. And once you know, the entire practice changes. You've probably tried breathwork before. Take a deep breath, calm down, just breathe. And maybe it helped a little, or maybe it didn't help at all, or maybe it actively made you feel worse. Because deep, fast breathing can sometimes amplify anxiety rather than reduce it. Here's what most generic breathwork advice gets wrong. It treats the inhale and the exhale as equally important. They're not. For the purpose of calming your nervous system, the exhale is doing most of the work. The inhale is almost incidental. This isn't an opinion or a wellness slogan, it's a measurable physiological fact. When you inhale, your heart rate naturally speeds up slightly. When you exhale, your heart rate slows down. This is called respiratory sinus arrhythmia, and it's actually a sign of healthy nervous system function. The greater the variation between your inhale heart rate and your exhale heart rate, the better your vagus nerve is working. By deliberately extending your exhale, making the out-breath longer than the in-breath, you amplify this natural slowdown. You're not just relaxing, you're actively stimulating a specific part of your parasympathetic nervous system that signals to your brain, the threat has passed, we can settle. Most people, when they first hear this, find it counterintuitive. We've been told for decades to take deep breaths, take a deep inhale, fill your lungs. But the inhale is the activation phase of breathing. It's the calming exhale that's doing the real work. And once you understand this, every breath becomes a tool you have available, anywhere, at any time. To understand why the exhale matters so much, you need to know about the vagus nerve. It's the longest nerve coming directly from your brain. It travels down through your throat, your chest, your gut. It connects to your heart, your lungs, almost all of your major organs. And it's a major component of your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your nervous system that runs the rest and digest response. When the vagus nerve fires, your body downshifts, heart rate slows, blood pressure drops, digestion resumes, your jaw softens, your shoulders drop. The activation of fight or flight starts to wind down. There are several things that stimulate the vagus nerve: cold exposure, humming, singing, gargling, certain types of touch. But the most accessible, anywhere, anytime tool is your breath, specifically your exhale. Here's the mechanism. When you exhale, sensors in your lungs and your heart called baroreceptors detect the change in pressure. They send a signal up the vagus nerve to your brainstem. Your brainstem, in turn, sends signals back down that further activate the parasympathetic system. Slower heart rate, lower blood pressure, calm. The longer your exhale, the longer this signal is sustained. A short exhale gives you a brief calming pulse. A long exhale extends that pulse. And when you do this for several breaths in a row, you're essentially training your vagus nerve. You're sending repeated signals of safety. The nervous system pattern matches. This is what calm feels like. There's a measurable thing called heart rate variability, HRV, which is essentially how flexibly your heart can shift between faster and slower rates. High HRV is associated with healthy vagal tone, better stress resilience, better sleep, better mood. Low HRV correlates with chronic stress, burnout, and increased risk of various health issues. And one of the most accessible ways to improve HRV over time is, you guessed it, slow exhalation breathwork. Studies on this show measurable changes in HRV after just a few weeks of consistent practice. So when you do the practice I'm about to walk you through, you're not just calming yourself in the moment. You're slowly improving the underlying flexibility of your nervous system. Practice it for 5 minutes a day for 2 months, and the system that produces anxiety will start to operate differently. Not because you're forcing it to, but because you've trained it to. Here's the practice. It's called the 4-8 breath. The numbers refer to the count of the inhale and the exhale. You're going to breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Then you're going to breathe out slowly through your mouth for a count of 8. The exhale is twice as long as the inhale. That's the key. Let's do a few rounds together right now. Get comfortable, sit or lie down. You don't need to do anything special with your posture, just be where you are. In through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, out through the mouth slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, again, in, 1, 2, 3, 4, out slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, one more, in, 1, 2, 3, 4, out slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You may already feel a small shift, shoulders dropping, jaw softening, a little less tension in your chest. That's your parasympathetic nervous system coming online. That's the vagus nerve doing its job. If a count of 8 feels too long at first, that's normal. Start with 6, work your way up. The exact numbers matter less than the ratio. The exhale should be roughly twice the inhale. 3 to 5 rounds is enough to feel a shift in the moment. 5 minutes a day, done daily, is enough to start changing the underlying pattern. This is the simplest, most reliable nervous system tool I know. And it lives inside you. You always have it. If you've practiced the breath, the next thing worth understanding is the system you're calming. The whole reason this works is because of fight or flight. What it is, what it does, why it's getting triggered constantly in modern life, and what you can actually do about it. If you haven't seen that video yet, it's the foundation of everything on this channel. Links on screen. Take a breath, take care of yourself, and I'll see you there.